60 Bizarre Stories About Diogenes You Won't Believe. Introduction. Diogenes of Sinope, the infamous ancient Greek philosopher and the founder of Cynicism, was not only known for his profound teachings but also for his eccentric and often baffling behavior. His life is a treasure trove of stories that challenge conventional norms, push boundaries, and offer a unique perspective on the pursuit of wisdom and authenticity. In this captivating exploration, we uncover 60 truly bizarre stories about Diogenes that highlight his unconventional philosophy, audacious acts, and unwavering commitment to living a life that defied societal norms. Barrel-dwelling wisdom. Diogenes famously chose to live in a barrel, embracing a life of simplicity and rejecting materialism as he demonstrated that true contentment can be found in the bare necessities. Sunlight request to Alexander. When Alexander the Great offered to grant Diogenes any favor, Diogenes simply asked him to stand out of his sunlight, illustrating his indifference to power and wealth. Lantern in daylight. Diogenes walked through the city with a lantern in broad daylight, claiming he was searching for an honest man. This audacious act exemplified his skepticism toward societal honesty. Public urination. Diogenes defied societal norms by urinating in public places, highlighting his disdain for conventions and his commitment to living naturally. Disrupting Plato's lecture. During one of Plato's lectures, Diogenes interrupted by saying, "What you are saying is just words. Show me the actions." This challenged abstract philosophy. Marketplace meals. Diogenes would eat his meals in the marketplace to underscore the discrepancy between natural needs and societal constructs. Foraging for food. He would forage for food in public spaces, advocating for self-sufficiency and rejecting the trappings of material dependency. Questioning wealth. When asked which wine he liked best, Diogenes replied, "That which belongs to another." This response reflected his disdain for materialism. Trampling Plato's feast. Diogenes walked into a banquet, trampled over the lavish food, and proclaimed, "I trample upon the pride of Plato." Defying vanity. To mock vanity, Diogenes often walked through the streets holding a plucked chicken, saying, "Behold, Plato's man." Socratic robbery. Caught stealing food, Diogenes replied, "I am stealing your supper, you stole the whole world." Burial request. Diogenes asked to be buried face down, asserting that the world could then kiss his rear end. Even in death, he embraced nonconformity. Minimalist attire. Wandering naked, Diogenes believed in the virtue of embracing one's natural state and rejecting societal expectations. Learning from children. When asked why he learned from children, Diogenes replied, "Because I want to begin learning before I die." Rolling his barrel. When criticized for rolling his barrel, Diogenes retorted, "A donkey is more valuable than I if he knows how to carry his burden." Raw octopus diet. Diogenes would eat raw octopus, showcasing his simplicity and disregard for societal culinary norms. Defying pirates. Captured by pirates, Diogenes boldly told them that he was more likely to become their master than their slave. Philosopher in a pottery. Seeing a child drinking water with his hands, Diogenes discarded his cup, quipping, "A child has beaten me in plainness of living." Global citizenship. When asked where he came from, Diogenes replied, "I am a citizen of the world." He emphasized the universality of humanity. Masturbatory philosophy. When criticized for masturbating in public, Diogenes responded, "If only hunger were as easily quieted by rubbing the stomach." Learning music. Why learn the lyre? Diogenes said, "To learn not to be deceived by the ignoramuses who praise it." Rescuing a fisherman. Diogenes saved a drowning fisherman, clarifying, "It was a man I saved, not a fisherman." Sculpting in snow. Diogenes sculpted in the snow, explaining he was learning the art of displacement, humorously highlighting the impermanence of all things. Dog-like behavior. Diogenes compared himself to a dog, content with little and adept at distinguishing friends from foes. Defying wealth. When asked what wine he liked best, Diogenes replied, "That which belongs to another." This revealed his disdain for wealth and possession. Weightlifting philosophy. Criticized for lifting weights, Diogenes responded, "I am training for life." Philosopher's wanderlust. Diogenes believed wisdom was his true home, saying, "Other men are bounded by countries. I am bounded by no walls." Dismissing titles. Diogenes dismissed formal titles, saying, "Call me Diogenes the dog. I love such a title." Adopting a pup. Diogenes adopted a dog and said, "I am an examiner of men, a lover of puppies, a teacher of virtue." Preaching at the Olympiad. Diogenes preached his philosophy during the Olympic Games, reasoning that it was the best time to address the most people. Singing after a shipwreck. Shipwrecked, Diogenes sang joyfully while he watched his belongings being carried away, demonstrating his detachment from material possessions. Taking up the harp. When criticized for learning to play the harp, Diogenes retorted, "It is so that I may learn not to be deceived by men who praise it." Responding to flattery. Diogenes responded to flattery by saying, "A little more, and you will learn to flatter a fig tree." Curing a drunkard. Diogenes once cured a man of his drunkenness by bringing him out into the public square to be ridiculed by children. Eating in public. When asked why he ate in public, Diogenes replied, "So that men might not only feed their eyes and ears but their belly also." Criticizing statues. Upon seeing statues of gods, Diogenes remarked, "What are the gods laughing at? They are laughing at those who pray for wealth." Display of true wealth. Diogenes demonstrated true wealth by explaining, "I am that I am, I have that I have. By possessing nothing, I possess all things." Ridiculing philosophers. Diogenes would mock philosophers by saying, "Heaven and earth, how many things there are of which Diogenes has no need." Animal-inspired teachings. Diogenes taught that men needed lions' courage, foxes' cunning, and asses' endurance. Humble dressing down. Diogenes once saw a young man dressed in finery and remarked, "Young man, you are trying to look rich, not to be rich." Defining virtue. When asked what wine is best, Diogenes replied, "That which is drunk by the greatest number." Eating his words. Diogenes once consumed raw meat while saying, "Now I am eating my enemy." He saw hypocrisy in abstaining from meat due to health concerns. Seeking true men. When asked what he was searching for, Diogenes said, "I am searching for a true man." Diogenes' teaching method. Diogenes once instructed a rich young man to walk through a crowded street carrying a wallet, observing the people's reactions. Honesty and shame. Diogenes often said, "Honesty is for the most part less profitable than dishonesty, but it is easier to live with." A laugh at philosophers. Diogenes claimed, to one who said that he was a citizen of the world, he, Alexander the Great, replied, "That is why I am punishing you." Learning silence. Diogenes would say, "Silence is the sign of consent." Fame and critique. When asked why he did not go to hear Isocrates, Diogenes replied, "Because I cannot pay my fees to the teacher." Philosopher's soap. Diogenes once washed vegetables, explaining he was washing his wine, humorously embracing the rustic lifestyle. Defying formality. Diogenes rejected elaborate ceremonies, once urinating in the theater during a performance, highlighting his disregard for pomp. A joke on wealth. When advised to save, Diogenes laughed, saying, "It is too late to save, for when I was a boy, I used to begin with a farthing, but now it is too late." Not recognizing the dead, Diogenes would carry a stick to keep people at a distance. When asked why, he replied, "I want to be left alone." Philosopher's artistry. Once carving wooden cups, Diogenes commented, "Why does Diogenes so trifle? That he may learn to bear ill fortune." Questioning law. When asked why he obeyed the laws, Diogenes replied, "I do as the physicians do." The sick man who is ordered to abstain from salt says, "I don't care for salt." A false oath. When accused of false swearing, Diogenes replied, "But it was because I did not trust you that I swore falsely." Enduring harshness. When asked how he endured injustice, Diogenes replied, "As athletes endure batterings, I endure misfortunes." Seeking shelter. Diogenes once slept in a theater, explaining that he sought a night's lodging where others sought it by day. Exposing vice. Diogenes claimed that friends have all things in common, and he urged people to choose friends wisely, warning against hypocrisy. Questioning the gods. Diogenes, when asked why he offered no sacrifices to the gods, replied, "It is sufficient that they give me nothing." Defining a banquet. Diogenes explained that a banquet is like a bath. It is for health, not for luxury. Conclusion. Diogenes of Sinope, with his unconventional and often bizarre behavior, challenged the norms of his time, carving a unique path in the annals of philosophy. His stories continue to captivate our imagination, revealing a man who lived authentically, questioned authority, and fearlessly embraced simplicity. Diogenes' legacy serves as a reminder that wisdom and authenticity often reside beyond the confines of societal norms. His eccentricities and profound insights inspire us to question conventions, seek genuine connections, and cultivate a life that prioritizes inner virtue over superficiality. Subscribe, share, and like our content, and let us embark on this magical voyage of inspiration together. Remember, each small action creates a ripple effect, and your contribution can make a significant difference in the lives of many. Thank you for being a part of this extraordinary movement. Your support means the world to us, and it is our deepest desire to create content that touches your heart and enriches your life. With boundless love and gratitude.